Your man said that women be out here setting us men up, but before we get into it, do me a favor and like the video, leave a comment, and if you really want to show your boy some love, hit that hype button because it really helps me out with the algorithm. I appreciate it.
Hey, on some real shit, a woman will get a man and turn him into the very nigga that she don't even want. You can't make this shit up. Like when she first met you, you was popping, you had your shit, all the hoes wanted you, you was that nigga. She'll get you and try to dull down all your motherfucking fire and then get tired and bored with you. Once you turn into that nigga that go to church, phone don't ring at night, come home every night, don't party, don't go with his friends, don't do shit, but sit in the house up under you, helping the kids with the homework, help cooking, help cleaning, your ass get boring as hell. Your woman wants you to have hoes, but just don't have no hoes, if that makes sense. She want to know that all the hoes still want you, but just don't none of them. Women are crazy. They thrive off dopamine. They need excitement. You gotta keep your female on her toes. Cause once she figure your ass out, you're boring. There's nothing else to learn about you.
Your man ain't lying. There are so many women out there like this. This is why in most situations you can't listen to these women when they're telling you what they want from you. They will tell you to do something, and then as soon as you start doing it, after a period of time, they'll get the ick. They won't like it. What it is for a lot of these women is stuff sounds good.
It sounds nice.
It sounds good to say I want my man to be at home, everything to be calm and peaceful, and we're just sitting around watching TV and being happy. But when some of them get in that situation, they are bored to death. And it ain't just this. This happens all the time, especially when you first meet a girl. They'll tell you they want all types of stuff. It sounds good to say bring me flowers every time you see me. After about 2-3 months of you bringing that girl flowers, it gets old and boring and stale. It sounds good to say stuff like I want a man with emotional intelligence. But then as soon as they start acting crazy and you sit them down to talk it out, they short circuit because they don't actually want a guy with emotional intelligence, because most women don't have it. Like everything he said about getting into a relationship with a chick, and of course this isn't every woman, but there are women out there, as soon as you turn into the regular, degular, everyday guy, they no longer want you. Now they're out looking for the guy that you were before they turned you into this guy. You gotta understand, you can't just take their words at face value. And it isn't that a lot of these women are trying to trick you. A lot of them don't know themselves well enough to know they don't like that stuff. This is why when you meet a mature woman, she should have a better understanding of who she is and what she actually like. But a lot of these women running around, they have no idea what they want. And the part about women love excitement, he is correct. It isn't that they'll fall out of love with you or anything like that, but you don't give them that tingling feeling anymore that they had when y'all first met. That's gone. That's out the window. So now, as soon as some guy comes along and give her that tingling feeling, there's a chance that y'all relationship could be over. Because now every chance she gets, she's running to that hotel room and the new guy's in there smacking more cheeks than a power slap competition. And I want to stress again, I know this isn't all women. There are some women that's able to handle the situation, but there are a lot of women out there exactly like he's describing. And if you end up one of them, all I can tell you is good luck.
If you want to see if a man is a provider, I didn't say rich, but a provider, present him with a problem and see what he says. And that can be anything. You can make, I don't care how dramatic you want to be. Like, it can be anything. You can say, oh my God, I don't have money for parking tickets, or I need new brakes, or something like that. The man who provides will offer a solution, whether he will do it himself and fix it, or he will give you the money to make sure it's handled. Either way, it will be solved. You will no longer have that problem. A man who is not a provider and possibly a brokey, most likely a brokey, will tell you, damn, that's crazy.
I just have to say, the level of consistency you single women have at keeping other women single is amazing to me. I can't get over that. But let me break down what she just said. Is what she's saying wrong in the big picture? No. She said presenting with a problem or presenting with a situation where he either has to invest money, time, energy, something to fix whatever problem this woman is having. Now, the problem with that is there are different variables that will make a difference in this situation. And what I mean by that is, how long have you two been talking? How much time have you spent together? Because that's important. And how much does this guy like you when you're asking him that question? All of that is going to matter in the type of answer that you get. Because if you ask him that or put him in that situation too early, there is a great chance that he can still be the type of man who believes in providing for his woman, but ignore what you're saying because he thinks you're playing a game. Or he's just going to think you some dry, begging, flat person is going to turn him off, and he's not going to want anything to do with you. Also, the time you spend together matters too. If I've been talking to a chick on the phone and maybe FaceTime, but we've never really spent time together, she keeps blowing me off, or maybe we just haven't had time time to actually hang out yet, and then she presents that to him, you're gonna get the good luck answer because, lady, these men don't know you. In some situations, you haven't even seen the man yet because y'all met online, but you're gonna present him with a problem, so the amount of time you spend together is gonna matter too. And that goes into the last part, which is how much do I like you? I don't even know if I like you. I don't have enough information. Like I said before, we never really hung out. I don't know if we actually vibe in person. I'm not sure if you are who you say you are. Yes, the man might be attracted to you, but for most men, we need time to see if you're a good person, to see how you move, how you act. That's when we start liking you. So if you approach him before he gets to that place, it's gonna be a problem. So there are a lot of other things that'll make a man not want to invest in a woman, even though he's the type of man who would invest in a woman. So just coming online saying this to women, they're probably going to miss out on a provider type of dude because they're playing these silly games and the only thing they're gonna get is left. And the crazy part is, if you guys have been dealing with each other for a minute, like talking, hanging out, going out on dates, you should probably already know if this man is the type who's gonna provide or not, because you should have had a conversation about that. Why would you need to be running the test at that point? Y'all should have already had the conversation about what does the household look like if you guys were to move in or get married or whatever, because if y'all not aligned on that, y'all ain't doing nothing but wasting each other's time anyway. So you ladies can do what you do best, listen to another single lady who doesn't know what the hell she's talking about, so you can continue being single just like her, or you can listen to what I'm saying and stop playing these games, have these conversations with the man if this is something that is important to you. Because if you're not equally yoked, you need to find out early so you can move on. But trying to play these games isn't going to get you a definitive answer. And I want to say this too. If I came online right now and said, hey man, if you want to find out if the girl you kicking it with is the type of girl who will cook and clean and take care of your home, invite her to your house, tell her you're hungry, sit back and see what she does. And if she doesn't get up and cook, that means she's not the type of girl who's going to take care of the home. That would be ridiculous. There are plenty of women out there who know how to cook and take care of a home, but they're not going to do it after knowing you for 2 weeks. And this is the first time they're coming to your house. So that is just as ridiculous as what she's saying. But apparently this young lady is telling y'all to do it. So I don't know. Do what you want to do. I'm just giving you information.
Colombo.
Now, I don't know how he was able to train all those dogs to do that, but there is something that I do know for sure. If dogs are anything like humans, the first dog that ran off, that was a girl dog. I mean, I'm pretty sure of it. They don't listen. They do not listen.
So I overheard this conversation the other day from a married guy. I think he said he'd been married about 19 years, if I'm not mistaken. What I've learned from it is that marriage is more so a mindset and not a title. Because there are certain things that married people go about doing that people who aren't married or who haven't been in these long-lasting relationships like probably wouldn't even think about, if that makes sense. Here's what I mean by that. The situation was, what happens when your woman's car breaks down? Now, in my head, I'm already knowing what I would do personally, and we're not going to talk about that yet. Here's what he said. He said, when your woman's car breaks down, you drive out there and have her take that car back while you sit there and either fix the tire, what have you, or wait for the tow truck to arrive. And when I heard that, I was like, that's some cold shit, right? He was like, hey, 19 years. And that goes to show you that there's levels to this stuff, right? I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna shoot out there, fix the tire or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And we go to the crib together. He said, go there and send her home.
Now, of course, there are a lot of things you can include in this scenario that would change my answer. Like, how far away is she? Am I at work? But if we're talking about she's 10, 15, 20 minutes up the road, she calls me with a flat tire, I'm going to where she is. And I'm going to do exactly what the husband did. I'm going to tell her to take my car and go home. Because in most situations, I'm just going to change the tire, pop the spare on, and then I'm going to just head home. So she doesn't have to sit around and watch me do that. Now, if it's a situation where the car broke down and there's a chance that the car may need to get towed to the shop or something like that, then I would want her to stay around because I would need a ride home. And I wouldn't want to ask the tow truck driver for that. But if it's just a flat tire, I'll just handle it. Now, I also want to add, let's say this woman is like an hour away from me and she calls me with a flat tire. At that point, we would get roadside assistance to come out. So in that scenario, I would just sit on the phone, talk to her, and just make sure everything is fine. But I also want to say, I'm not sure if this has anything to do with being a husband or being together for 19 years. Like, I would do this for a woman I was in a relationship with. If I thought enough of her to let her in my life to be my woman and I loved her, it wouldn't matter if we were together for a year or 20 years. But I believe it's just because that's who I am. Like, I would do the same thing for my daughter, my mother, my sister. It's not like that's a big deal to me. I just believe there are men out there who move like this, and there are some men who don't. And I don't think it makes one man better than the other, but I do believe that's the difference. But that's just my viewpoint on it. I would love to hear y'all thoughts on it. Do you think the husband's doing too much? Is it something that you would do? Leave your thoughts on it. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.